What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another preview. It feels like we're doing a preview every single day. It's going fast and probably well, too fast for us. That's it. I still like the idea of playing every 3 days because you can put a bad result behind. Only now it feels like it will come as a gift if we had like 3 weeks where we only play once a week, so we can actually do things in training. But again, we knew that at the start of the season when we were signing and bringing in players way too late, in my opinion, key players, and then the injuries to these key players, well, they're not helping, and that leaves us behind in our preparation. But we can do nothing about it. It is what it is. We need to move forward, and we move forward to Udinese, who are doing as I expected this season. I think I predicted him close. I need to rewatch the prediction league, but the prediction video with Julian. I'm gonna go, and I said they're gonna finish top 8 or top 10. I'm not sure. So they're up there with their what I was expecting from Udinese. They are a very good home team, almost a perfect home team. I think they only lost against Inter. They won all of the other home games. Are not good away from home, but who cares? Being Udinese, if you win your home games, nobody really will care about it. Just pick up points here and there, and you are fighting for Europe, European places. So it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be more difficult than Parma at home. It should be more difficult than Parma at home. It's gonna be more difficult than Cagliari at home. But we have no other solutions. We don't have options. The only option for tomorrow is win, because I was watching a bit of Lille before I went live right now, and everything about Lille that I thought they are. They're defensively not fantastic. They leave a lot of space, but moving forward, they're dangerous. We need a solid win tomorrow, but also it needs to be a win that will serve as a confidence boost heading into Tuesday for Lille. Because if you lose that Lille game, it's getting sticky. You're getting in a situation where you don't want to be. But you're forced to play in, basically. But first, Udinese tomorrow, and Motta spoke. A very short presser, a very early one as well. Very short one with one very strange question towards the end, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, he was asked about the main issue right now, or one of the main issues right now, is that we do not look solid, and yes, we lost Bremer, but it's not just defensively. As a team, we do not look solid. It looks like a bit of loose sand. It looks like not everybody's on the same page. That's the vibe they're giving you right now. So it's not really... obviously, it is about Bremer, but it's not solely, we're missing Bremer, and that's why we look completely unbalanced. It's not that. But he said we need to do much better as a team. We have to be more united, support each other more, recognize the right moments to apply initial pressure or to close ranks and be more aggressive. By doing this, we will leave less space for opponents to counterattack or find gaps between our lines, giving them less time to set up their plays. This requires teamwork with everyone putting in that extra bit of effort. Remember early on in the season, we were pressuring teams and winning that ball back high up the pitch. That's not the case right now. It feels disjointed. It feels like we're pressing on pure vibes. It's not streamlined. It's not drilled in. It's not. It's a pattern. If Vlahovic starts pressing, everybody starts pressing. That's not the case. Obviously, that's a reason why you why you can see it a lot. Also, I don't think, and somebody told me that, it was Hanin, by the way, who told me that, and I watched some of the numbers. We are worse, like much worse, ever since Bremer went down, with long balls, with corner kicks, with free kicks. We're not as dominant, which is an issue, by the way, that we need to resolve. Even like just in the air, we're not as good. The first goal against Parma, that was maybe not the best of examples because it was just Locatelli keeping everybody on side. But still, we lost those duels twice, so that's an issue. But if you as a team do not put in the same effort we did at the start of the season, it's gonna be a very long time. It's not just Kalulu and Gatti playing again potentially, that's gonna fix things. You need the entire team to work. Even for a player like Locatelli, I saw a lot of criticism after that Parma game, and actually I thought he played well. It's like, oh, he's not building up properly. He doesn't add anything in the attacking phase. Well, he's not asked to do that right now. He's to drop in deep, because I don't think Motta trusts the center back, especially if Kalulu doesn't to play up from the back, and he's asking that from Locatelli, which takes away a lot, and even Fagioli to a certain extent needs to drop in to actually help build up play. And right now, I think it's hindering Motta's idea of play. It's hindering other positions, other areas on the pitch, and he needs to deal with it. He needs to find another way around it, because you don't have that center back, even though that was a very clear main target in the summer. We didn't do that. We didn't address that enough. Like, if you're asking for Jordi to drop in or Locatelli to drop in, you need to find other solutions to move the ball around higher up the pitch, because you're asking things you potentially didn't want to ask to do, but that means everything needs to change a little bit. You cannot change one main aspect and forget all the rest. You need to adapt, but that's on Motta right now more so. That's why I made a video, and everybody's losing their mind. I'm not blaming Motta or like fully, but there is some blame to a certain extent as of why we're looking disjointed right now. We haven't lost in the league right now, but if you struggle to win, and that's basically as worse as not winning, as losing games right now, because with 2 more wins, you'd just be 2-3 points of Napoli, and nobody will be complaining. And you should have been in Parma at home and Cagliari at home, but we're not doing that, and it's not a one-off. It's a pattern that's gonna just repeat himself until we find solutions, until we just get better. So I need to look at Motta in that aspect, because, well, he's at charge, so he's the one who's gonna need to improve that. The players are not gonna do that by themselves. They're just not going to do that by themselves. If I was in Giuntoli's shoes, I buy a right back in January instead of buying a center back. We can try Cabal as a center back, and if he fits well, we can benefit from a good right back and wait on Bremer next year. I see your point, but that's an absolutely no for me, because I don't want to experiment in January. Like that, there is no time to experiment in January. We need to have a center back. We cannot do that until next. Like, we cannot extend, and maybe let's see if Cabal works. And if Cabal doesn't work out, you just throw away the entire season, or you just play the way you have been playing. So the risk is too big, and I don't think they're going to do that. I hope they're not going to do that. You think about those other issues in the summer. Right now, we need center back help, and I don't know if Cabal is a good center back. By the looks of it, I don't trust him to be a very good center back. I'm not going to lie. I think his positioning is way off for him to be a very good center back right now, and we do not have time to just hope and work on Cabal. Like, if it's January, you have one shot, and you need to bring in that center back. You definitely need to do that, and then in the summer, you worry about the rest. If Bremer comes back, you move on Danilo. Like, he's gone, and if an offer comes in, and people will hate it, you move on Gatti as well. Like, I'm sorry, for the quote-unquote good things he's doing, you can massively upgrade on Danilo and Gatti, and if the option is out there, you need to jump on that, and that's nothing against Gatti. It's not that I hate Gatti, but if you can improve on a player, you do that. If we can improve on Vlahovic, you do that. Like, I don't care about the players. I want the best for the club. So we definitely need center back help in January. I agree. I think Locatelli is doing better than expected, or my expectations at least. At least my expectations. I wouldn't try to get Jonathan from. But I would try to get Jonathan from Bayer Leverkusen and beat the competition if possible. If not, Dragozin, use Gil, and use Kalulu as a right back. I'm concerned with Gonzalez. I feel he will become an injury concern. I wouldn't try and bring Mimo on dry loan. Oh, Berardi? Oh, no, please, no. Absolutely no. Absolutely no. One sec. Sorry. But the injury concern with Gonzalez is well, he's injury prone. He picks up a lot of injuries. You can look back at Fiorentina times, so that cannot be a surprise for the club. It shouldn't be a surprise for the club, to be honest, or for us as well. But yeah, let's move on. Vlahovic, again a topic, and it will be a topic when I talk about the potential lineup. But he's protecting Vlahovic, and to a certain extent, I see his point. And that's just what every striker will play. But to a certain extent, I don't see his point. So he was saying that for Dusan, as for everyone else, we need to improve both defensively and offensively. It's not about how many touches he gets, but how much he impacts the game and how decisive he can be for the team in both phases. This is what matters most, not just the quality, but the quantity of what we do on the field. The same applies to the other players as well. Now, when it comes to creating some sort of danger in and around the box, be fluid in and around the box, that's not solely on Vlahovic. That's just us as a team. We're not fluent in and around the box. It's very slow. Everybody knows the drill. It's very, actually at times it's way too slow. I don't know how else to describe it. It's a bit individual brilliance, relying on individual brilliance right now, and it's tough. It's tough, and we need to find solutions. We need to move that ball. I'll go back to the chance we had with Thuram. I don't know if anyone recalls that in the first half. He took a shot, but he should have taken that shot a bit earlier on. But that was a good movement. It starts with Thuram just doing a simple 1-2 with McKennie on the midfield and just running through it, and Vlahovic coming in, flicking it, and you're gone. These are things I need to see consistent. These are things how you can break players down. Teams down. Draw them out. Make them follow Vlahovic. Make somebody else cut into that room. And if they don't do that, fine. You just pump it to the wings and you go another way. Like, these are simple things. Like the way I go against Inter, against Parma, it's the same pattern. So these things are cool, but if it's not consistent, then you have an issue. That is with every number a striker right now. What is on Vlahovic is that he has a touch of a trampoline. Against Parma, it was just bouncing off his feet into the stands everywhere. And I still refuse to believe that he's technically this poor. Against Parma, he was just putting his feet towards the ball, where it's like, I touched it, but I don't really care where it ends up. I don't care where that ball ends up. And I'm like, you should, because it's bouncing everywhere but to a teammate, and that's an issue. So that's on him. Chance creation and being dangerous consistently in front of the box, and not just Conceição trying to beat his man or whip it in. That's not on him. That's just, and I blamed Allegri for it, and I will blame Motta for it right now. That's training. That's, getting movements in. That's building some sort of ideas in the player's mind to overcome that. And right now, it's not the case. We look very predictable. That's just what it is. As a team, going forward, we look predictable. Gatti and Danilo are the first one on the bus out of the club this summer for sure. Danilo for sure, the first one. For a good offer, I would definitely sell Gatti, because we can 100% improve on a player like Gatti for the starting lineup, by the way. But I have other priorities, I have other ones to be first on that bus. You think if we have a chance to get Luka in the winter mercato? How do you rate him so far? He's doing well. I don't rate him as a player, but he's doing well. So credit to him. But it's not that I'm looking at him and I'm like, yeah, that's a player I want or need. So, in January you can do a lot of moves. We need two moves that will hit: a center back and an offensive player. I'm not gonna say the obvious, which is a striker, because it's not easy in January. Well, obviously it's not. It depends on so many things. Luka's absolutely a good signing. We need Italian players on our Italian team. We need a starter. We need a backup. We don't need a starter. I agree with the last part. We need a starter. We need a backup, because Vlahovic is playing every single game. As far as Italian goes, I don't really care. I'm not gonna lie. I just want good players. I don't care if they're Italian or if they're German. Can you win me? Can you help me win stuff? Then cool. Fine. That's all I need right now. So that's that. But let's move on. Let's move on to Motta. talking about the standings, which still wasn't really important to him. And right now, it's still not important to me. It's way too early, and I know what it is. You know, like the issue. We're drawing too many games. That's it. You know, that's the issue with the standings. Like I said earlier on in the show, if you win 2 more games, you know, and you pick up 4 more points, then I don't know how many points are you behind Napoli, 2, 3, and it looks different. And you should be beating Parma and Cagliari at home, but we didn't for a good reason, by the way. You know, I'm not making excuses. That's how close. That's the difference in the standings right now. So we said we need to do much better to get back to the top of the standings. We have to go to Udine with the confidence and the determination, aiming to deliver a strong performance, achieve the result we want, and climb up the rankings. It's still early in the season, but we need to improve, especially considering the outcome of our last game. We should have done better, and if any team deserved it more, basically it was us. That's clear, not only from from my perspective, but from the footage and the stats. Still, it wasn't enough to win the game. Basically, we have to step it up, starting with our next match against Udinese, both for this game and to improve our position in the standings. I don't agree that we were the team that should have won it. I think Parma had the better chances, so I disagree with that, if I'm being completely honest. Tomorrow we just need a solid win. We need a good performance and a solid win, which we can look back to upon. We can analyze it the next couple of days and be like, okay, we have something going into that Lille game. Because right now we have nothing going into that Lille. We have actually nothing going into the Udinese game. We have a lot of questions, you know, and a lot of doubts rather than answers and confidence. You know, that's just the reality. So we definitely need to do better. I think everybody knows that. But yeah, I'd say Udinese are a good team, especially at home. So it's definitely not going to be easy. We dropped a lot of points so far and are only 7 points behind Napoli. If we can get hot at the right time, we still have a good shot at the league. Maybe. I'm not really thinking about that right now. It's still too far away. Yeah, let's move on to the weird question of the presser. Where the question, that's the question you ask when you have a feeling a coach is getting sacked. Then you ask him, how do you think, or how do you want Juve fans to remember you? When the question was asked, I was like, man, this guy is 3 months in the job or 4 months in the job. I don't get the question. I think even he was confused. He said, I don't even think about these things, to be completely honest. First of all, I said this isn't Motta's Juve. I prefer to say it's Juve coached by Motta. It's clear that we need to improve every day in every aspect of the game to become stronger, more competitive team, and to approach each match in the best way possible. That's what we will do to achieve the results we want to reach. The standings we're aiming for. As for opinions, I can't control them. I respect all of them. Some I take as helpful feedback, others I let go. These are the things I focus on. So the question is weird. Like, what he comes in, he's working. I don't think he's thinking about 2-3 years down the line. He is thinking about the next game. How do we need to improve? How can we be better? How can we put Udinese into trouble? How can we get rid of these draws? And how can we win games more consistently? That's what he should be thinking about. And he was obviously not thinking about it. How do you want Juve fans to, like, that's a weird question. If everybody's gonna ask winning basically, but it's season 1 for him at Juve, month 3, 4, whatever it is, match day 11, you know, to put it out there. So, weird question, confusing question, kind of a waste of a question in my opinion. There were better questions to be asked, but that's how these pressers go. Sometimes I'm listening to the questions, I'm like, come on, like, ask something fans care about, to be honest, or actually fans can work with, or can, you know, get real answers out, which hasn't been the case in today's presser, excuse me. It's been a weird one. It's been a quick one, and it's actually been a weird one as well. For a team like Juve, standings are always important. Motta knows that, but he wants to elevate some of the pressure. The standing is important for Juve at the end of the season. That's how I look at it for any team. At the end of the season, that's when the standings are important. Unless it's match day 20 and you're fighting relegation to an extreme length, you know, or you're so far off that you need to make a coaching change. I get it, but it's match day 11. It's 7 points. You haven't lost. We know what the issues are, you know. So yes, we need to work on the standings, but it's way too soon. Like I said, Napoli don't win. You win a game. It's 4 points. You know, it can go really quickly, and then 4 points. Like, hey man, you still need to play like that's why I don't want to do that. You know, oh Napoli lose, you win, and in the back of your mind, oh we still need to go to the Maradona, and if you win, it's 1 point. Like I don't like to do these things. I like to do that. Excuse me, further down the line. Then I enjoy doing these things. But right now, it's way too soon. You know, yes, the standings matters, but I remember Allegri's first, fifth season or fourth season when we were like fighting relegation after a Sassuolo loss. That was the form is stinking. Yes, that the standings are obvious because you cannot win games, but it was still very early on into the season to say you're gonna finish 8, 7. You know, so I'm not really. I'm not really worried about the standings right now. I get it, but it's like, yeah, whatever. You know, it's still a bit early. We aren't that far behind. There's a lot of season to play. We have some very ugly games. We had some very ugly games. I think the boys will bounce back. Kalulu Gatti, please. Ciao Ale. It's a must win tomorrow. We need to fix ourselves defensively. Let's hope Motta picks a better lineup. We will get into the lineup next, which is going to be surprising. Worried this will be a draw. Udinese have a solid defense. At home, they are good. We need more super subs. Well, that's why he's benching Luiz and Conceição at times, I think. I don't think of Napoli and Inter. We're not going to finish above them. I think of the other teams, then follow them. Even that, it's too early. We can still finish above them. Right now, everybody has a feeling it's impossible, but it's too early. It's too early. Let's move on to the predicted lineup, which is this. Which is a big surprise according to Romeo Greci, according to his YouTube video. He made a video and he spoiled one, and that's Mbangula. But other than that, this is from Sky Italia, from Giovanni Albanese. They're basically saying the same thing. Di Gregorio keeps his place. Gatti, Kalulu comes back in the team. Savona, Cambiasso, that's going back to quote-unquote what worked, basically. That's that. Locatelli, Thuram, Colt Miners gets back into the team if he's fit. Obviously, he's going to play him. McKennie bench, Thuram and Locatelli, and Fagioli bench as well. Wea keeps his place. Yildiz comes back. And like I said, Mbangula starting over Vlahovic, according to Romeo Gresti. So, some interesting things, especially that back line. That's, I think, Motta saying, let's go back to what worked, you know, and let's try to figure it out again. Putting Locatelli and Thuram in front of that as well. That's basically shoring it up or trying to shore it up. Koeman is back into the team so he can be the glue, you know, that holds that midfield and a front line together. And Wea keeps his place because, well, I've seen Wea play worse, you know, and like somebody said, we need some impact on the bench as well. We have Lille. Again, changes against Lille, we will probably see other 4 players play. I'm not a fan of that, to change 4 players every single week. But I can see why Motta is doing it. But I don't know. There needs to be some sort of more consistency. I know you need to figure things out. You don't have a real preseason with players coming in late and so on. Injuries, international was a Copa America. It was, I think. So it's not easy. I get it. But at one point you need to build some. Like if you chop and change your midfield every week with 2-3 players or 2 players being subbed in and subbed out, you're not going to create consistency. I'm sorry, it's impossible. So that is... I didn't see the tweet of Romeo, of Mbangula. He was talking about it on his channel. So I didn't see a tweet. I didn't even know he tweeted it out, to be honest. He was talking about it on his channel. That's why I picked it up. So I don't know why he deleted it, but he mentioned it on his channel. So I'm assuming... he's not going to tweet it out by mistake, I guess. But let's see if Mbangula is going to start. You know, maybe not, maybe yes. You know, Vlahovic didn't, you know, do anything to warrant a start. I get it, but he's the only striker. So if you play Mbangula, that means you're going to do something completely different again. You know, from the start. No, not having a focal point and interchanging a lot and trying to create some sort of chaos against Udinese. That's basically what you're trying to do. So this is a predicted lineup. and maybe Mbangula is not starting, but the other ones probably should be on point as well. Motta not establishing a starting 11 has hurt the development of this team. Yeah, but I think he's doing that to actually develop the team and to see what works and what doesn't work. It's just, it feels a bit frustrating, to be honest. Cambiasso is a concern of mine. He doesn't look good the last few games. The world-class label people were starting to give him was very premature. I think the last game he didn't look good. Other than that, he looked good. So for me, the last game was a problem. But he's playing a lot of games. And it's bound to happen to have a stinker. And he had an absolute stinker. But I think the last game was an issue. Other than that, I think he's been very good this season. World class, I talked about it. We don't have world class players in the team right now. We don't. Some have the potential, but right now we don't. I would rather have Timothy Weah as a 9 than Mbangula, where at least has proven as of late to be dangerous in the box. Maybe, but like I said, it will be a lot of interchange. So if Mbangula starts, by the way, I don't think he's going to play the fixed 9, the false 9, whatever. Yeah, that's that, I guess. Against Stuttgart, it was terrible, in my opinion. A lot of bad passes. Who wasn't? It wasn't bad against Stuttgart, to be honest. Like, was anyone good against Stuttgart? I don't think so. But I cannot be worried about calling Cambiasso a concern or being concerned about Cambiasso. I'm not sure why I should be concerned about it. Like, he had a very bad game last week, but I'm not concerned about Cambiasso because I've seen him do very good things consistently to suggest that it was just an off moment, an off day, rather than, oh, this is it, that's who you are right now. So let's see. That's that, I guess. That's the predicted lineup. That's what Motta had to say. My prediction for tomorrow. I went back and forth with it. And I was going to go for 0-0. But it's probably not going to happen. So I'm going to go 1-1. I don't think we're going to win. Like, I have a very weird feeling again. Because right now, we're closer to losing our first game of the season in Serie A rather than actually winning a game again in Serie A. So I'm not confident. I'm not really confident going to the game. 6 o'clock Saturday. Horrendous hour as well. Like Sunday, 12:30. Like, shit hours to play a football game. But Udinese are good at home. 5 wins out of 6. Only lost against Inter, and even that game, they were good. The goals Inter scored were just hilarious. Comical at times. But they play better, Udinese. They can keep the ball. They attack better. They are fast on the break as well. So they're going to cause us a lot of issues. I'm just hoping that backline is solid enough again and just plays up to the standards, but I don't have a fantastic feeling about that game. I'm not going to lie. So, like, the last couple of weeks didn't suggest anything for us to make sure, or like for us to flip that and be like, oh, we will look fantastic tomorrow. There are no real signs that we're close to actually playing very well again. So I'm going to go 1-1, I hope we win. Obviously, I hope we play solid, have a very good performance going to the Lille game. But right now, I don't like them. A lot of signs are pointing towards the complete opposite of that. So let's see. That defeat from Venezia was terrible. We should win this game. Yeah, but at home they're good, and we are not close to winning games. That's the reality right now. We should win. We should win against Cagliari and against Parma, and even against Roma at home. We should win, but we didn't. That's the reality, and obviously we need to win tomorrow. But it's not easy to play Udinese away. I think it's very difficult, especially for our team. The situation we're in, the form we're in right now, the way we play in right now, it's not going to be easy. That's for sure. But let's hope for the best tomorrow, people. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel as always. I'll be back tomorrow, post-game, live on Sunday. And then Monday, I will have a new show with, Juventus Cornercast, or Juve Cornercast, who's in the chat, as always. We will record a new show that will drop on Monday. And then Monday, it's a preview for Lille. It's crazy, but yeah, we play we have 2 days of rest every single day, and then we need to play Lille. So and Lille, by the way, are playing today, who look good as well. So yeah, that's it for me, people. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining, and I will speak to you guys very soon. Stay safe.